So, good morning, students. So today again we are continuing the same chapter, chapter number 2, business activities, industry. Last time we have completed the meaning of business activity and industry. Business activity classified into industry and commerce. This we have done in last class, and we have also completed meaning of business activities and industries. Different types of industry we have seen in the last class. And let's see again. We will recap the what we have done in the last class. The main part was industry. Industry is a place where the goods are manufactured, converting the raw materials into the finished product with the help of the man, machine, money. So industry where the goods are produced. There are different types of industry. If you see the different types of industry, first is primary industry. Primary industry. Then we have number 2, secondary industry. Secondary industry. And third we have tertiary industry. Tertiary industry. So there are 3 types of industry. Primary industries are those industries they involve in the extraction and multiplication of the resources from the nature. These industries, primary industries are involved in the extraction and multiplication of the resources, and they are known as primary industries. They provide a lot of occupation to the people, and these primary industries are of 2 types. This is genetic and extractive industry. Primary industry are 2 types: genetic industry and extractive industry. Secondary industries. So we have done genetic industries and extractive industry in the last class. Again, secondary industry. Secondary industries are those industries that help the primary industry. For example, here you see mining of iron ore and mining of this iron and coal is a primary industry. But from there, they convert into the steel. They convert into steel is known as a secondary industry. So this secondary industry, they convert the raw material provided by this primary industry. Conversion of the raw materials into the finished product. The raw materials are provided by the primary industry, and these raw materials are converted into the finished product by the secondary industry. This is known as secondary industry. So these secondary industries are also of 2 types. Here, if you see the secondary industry, here manufacturing industry and construction industry. So manufacturing industry and construction industry. So these industries, they are engaged in the conversion of the materials provided by the primary industry into the finished product. So they are known as a secondary industry. So whatever raw materials are provided by the primary industries, secondary industry processes that raw materials and provide the finished product. This is secondary industry. And tertiary industries are the service sector industries. They provide services like warehouse, banking, advertisement agencies, transportations. They are the service sector industries, so they are tertiary industries. So these are the different types of industries we have completed in the last class. Now we will do the meaning of commerce and different branches of commerce. So now our next topic is commerce. So first, business activities are classified into industry and commerce. Industry, we have completed. Now we are going to the second classification, that is known as commerce. So first of all, what do you mean by commerce? Commerce is the activity that helps in the exchange of goods and services. It provides smooth flow of goods from the consumer to the producer to the consumer. See that the producer produces the goods, but the goods is meant for the consumers. So commerce helps to distribute the goods to the consumers. So it helps to flow the goods from the producer smoothly to the consumers. It acts as a bridge between the consumers and the producer. Producer and the consumers are far away from each other. Producer do not know consumer, and consumer do not know producer. So the bridge between the consumer and producers are linked by the term commerce. So it helps in the exchange of goods and services between the producer and the consumers. Whatever problems, whatever hindrance that lies between the producer and consumers are resolved by commerce. So commerce helps in the free flow of the goods without any problem from the producer to the consumers. So this is the meaning of commerce. So commerce definition, you can say commerce is the sum total of all those activities which removes the hindrance of person, place and time in exchange of the money. So commerce is a sum total of those activities which removes the hindrance between the producer and the consumers. So once more, commerce is the sum total of all those activities which removes the hindrance that lies between the producer and the consumers. So commerce resolves all those problems that lies between the producer and the consumers. So this is the meaning and the definition of a commerce. Now next is different classification of commerce. So if you see the commerce are classified into trade and aids to trade. Aids to trade. As you know that trade, you have done trade. In class 8 also, the meaning of trade means buying and selling of goods between the two persons. The exchange of the goods between the two persons is called trade. Trade helps to send the goods from one place to another place. Trade. So the movement of goods and person from one place to another place is called trade. The movement of goods and person from one place to another place is called trade. Trade are of two types here. Domestic trade. Domestic and foreign trade. Foreign trade. Domestic is also known as inland trade. Inland trade and foreign trade is also known as international trade or foreign inland trade or foreign trade, also known as an international trade or foreign trade. Internal trade, internal trade and external trade. External trade. So for domestic trade is also known as an internal trade, and foreign trade is also known as an external trade. Foreign trade means international trade, so that is also called external trade. Domestic trade is internal trade, the trade within the country. The goods and services does not cross its geographical boundary of the country. Within the country. Within India, if you talk about India, within our country, the movement of the goods and services within our country, from West Bengal to Bihar, from Bihar to West Bengal, or from West Bengal to Delhi, or from West Bengal to Bangalore or Mumbai. So within the goods are flowing within the geographical boundary or political boundary of the country, within the nation. that is called as domestic trade. Domestic trade are again further classified into here number 1 wholesaler, retailer, wholesaler and if you see the classification of domestic trade are wholesaler and wholesaler are the one who sell the bulky who buy the goods from the producer and they sell the goods to the retailer. We will do a particular chapter in the wholesaler. So for the time being you have to understand wholesaler is the businessman. They buy the goods in bulky quantity from the producer and they sell small quantity to the retailer. Wholesaler, they link between the producer and the retailer. Retailer are the small businessman. They buy the goods from the wholesaler and they sell the goods to the consumer. So retailer is the last link in the channel of distribution. They buy the goods from the wholesaler and they sell the goods to the consumer. So they are the retailer. They deal with the varieties of the goods. Now if you see the foreign trade are those international trade or external trade. So it deals with the 2 or 3 more than one country. The export and import and interport. So foreign trade are also the referred buying and selling between the 2 different countries. Here 2 or 3 countries, more than one countries are involved in the foreign trade. India is selling goods to Pakistan. India is selling goods to Bangladesh. India is bringing goods from America. That's import. When a country bring the goods from other country, buy the goods from other country, that's called import. And when the country sell the goods to other country, that's called export. So we have here 3 type of foreign trade, that is import, export and interport. Import means to buy the goods from the other, to bring the goods from other country to your country, known as import. Export, India brings the goods from America. To bring the goods from other country is known as import. Export is to sell the goods to other country. To India sell the goods to the Bhutan, Nepal, Pakistan, Burma. India is selling goods to them. India is exporting goods to them. So export means to sell the goods to other countries, known as export. And interport, there are 3 countries involved in the interport. India brings the goods from America and sell it to Nepal. That's interport. 3 countries are involved. So India brings the goods from Sri Lanka and sell it to Bhutan. So India is importing the goods, again exporting the goods. Both import and export are involved in this interport. There are 3 countries are involved. First import, again the goods are imported not for the consumption but for the export. This is known as an interport. So aids to trade. So this is the trade. Now next topic is aids to trade. Aids to trade are the auxiliary, are also known as auxiliary to trade. These aids to trade are also known as an auxiliary to trade. Auxiliary to trade. Auxiliary to trade. This aids to trade helps the commerce to provide any kind of services. So whatever problems lies between these on the way of trade, this aids to trade resolve all those problems. These aids to trade are transportation. Transportation they refer to convey of goods and services from one place to another place. So it facilitates the trade to take the goods from one place to the another place. So this is known as transportation. Not only the goods, also the passenger, the person the passenger also move from one place to the another place. The transportation may be either by land, in land, by road, by rail, or by air transportation, or by sea transportation, by ship. So again, we will go through the different type of mode of transportation in details. But this is the meaning of transportation. That transportation helps to take the passengers, goods and passengers from one place to the another place. So next is warehousing. Warehousing. Warehousing is a place. Warehouse is a place where the goods are kept. The industry, the factory, they produce the goods. And those goods produced by the industry is kept in the warehouse for the future use. So this warehouse helps to protect the goods. So for the future, it is a storehouse. It is a warehouse which helps to preserve the goods, so that when there is demand in the future, the goods can be supplied from the warehouse. So warehouse helps to keep the goods in a good condition, safely. So this is the warehouse. So another we have a banking. Banking that provides financial help, financial support, financial assistance to the businessman. Because without finance, no business can survive, no business can grow. No business is possible without inadequate supply of finance. If there is a shortage of finance, no business is possible, no business can run smoothly. So this bank provides financial support to the business by providing them loan, advances, cash credit, discounting of bills, bank overdraft. So in this way, the bank provides financial supports to the businessman by providing different types of loans and advances, such as cash credit, discounting of bills, bank overdraft, loans and advances. So these are the different types of loans provided by the bank. So bank helps to provide financial support to the business sector. So banking is also very, very important for the business. Without banking, so it also helps to transfer the money from one place to another place. So banking also provide services to transfer the funds from one place to another place. It provides different types of loans to the business sector. So this is the banking. Again, we have advertisement. Advertisement helps to make the goods popular in the market. It helps to give information to the consumer regarding the goods, the information of the goods. Advertisement is a device that helps to provide information to the consumers in the market. So it helps to make the goods popular, so that the consumers can know more and more information about the goods, and it will create the desire, and afterwards it converts to the demand, and after demand, it willing to buy, and they buy the product. So advertisement helps to arouse an interest in the mind of the consumers, so that makes them to buy the product. So this is advertisement. So advertisement helps to provide lot of information about the business, about the product to the consumers. So it creates awareness, a desire, and finally it creates demand in the market. So this is the advertisement. Advertisement can be done in newspaper, advertisement, TV advertisement, and nowadays TV advertisement is very, very popular. Even newspaper, magazines, or hoardings, big pictures are hanged in the busy place like railway station, airport, bus station, so picture halls, so busy places, so big posters are hanged. That's ordering. So it is advertisement. So that makes the goods popular. Nowadays, internet advertising is very, very popular. So it helps to make the goods popular in the market. It creates the willingness to buy. It creates demand in the market about that product. So ultimately that results in the sale. So advertisement is a weapon to sell more and more goods in the market. So this is about the advertisement. Okay, packaging. Yes. Packaging. Packaging means to design the product in such a way that goods will be safety, that provides safety to the goods, and also it looks attractive. The goods are produced, but it has to be well packed so that it can be supplied in the market. So it will provide safety to the goods also. So advertisement. So that is the packaging means to put the goods in a container or wrap it, or it can be put in a container, or it can be wrapped by any kind of papers, or after that cartons are used, so that it provides safety to the goods. The goods will be safe. You see the crockery items in the market. When you see the packaging, so they are fragile items. So it is kept in such a way that many other raw materials are used to provide safety to the goods. So that is the art of packaging. So that provide the safety to the goods. When you buy that, you see that PVC, how it is coming in the market. So in a packet there are different materials are used that provide safety to that television. So because that is a fragile item, it's easily breakable. So that helps to provide, because it's coming from the long way, distant place. So the goods should be packed in such a way that goods should not be damaged. It should not spoil. There should not be any kind of leakage. You see the oil in a jar. So it is so that there will be no leakage. So, and it looks good also. It's easy to handle also. It's easy to carry also. So this is the packaging. So if the packaging is good, the goods look more beautiful, more attractive, and people they buy the product. So packaging is also one of the art of marketing. Packaging is also an art of marketing. So it attracts the consumers. It looks good. It makes the goods more beautiful. It beautifies the goods. It would make the goods more attractive. So that is known as packaging. So it all not only make the goods beautiful, but it also safeguard the goods from any kind of damages, breakage, spoilage, leakage. So at the time of transportation. So this is the packaging. The main aim of packaging is to make the goods attractive, but the primary aim of the packaging is to safeguard the goods from any kind of damages, breakage, leakage. So it has the main objective is to provide safety to the goods, and again after that it's also aimed to make the goods to attractive looks, to give very good looks to the product. So and again next is to handle the goods, to carry the goods. So this is the packaging. More it is well packed, people can easily carry the goods. They buy more and more product. So see that on oil in a packet, that it is better to keep to give a jar of oil. So in this way, packaging helps to safeguard the goods. It beautifies the goods. It makes the goods more attractive, easy to handle also. So this is the main aim of packaging. So here, this is the different type of aids to trade. So as per the syllabus, so here we have completed the feature of business type, industry and commerce, classification of industry, that is primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sectors. So again, we have also completed the commerce and classification, the whole classification of commerce into the trade and trade, wholesaler trade, wholesaler trade, retailer trade, and also foreign trade we have done, else to trade we have done, transportation, that helps to carry the goods and passengers from one place to another place. Banking that helps to provide financial support to the business and also helps to transfer the funds from one place to another place. Advertising helps to make the goods popular in the market. It helps in creating more and more demand and more and more sale. So it is informative in nature. So and warehousing helps to provide to safeguard the goods, to keep the goods for a longer period of time. Durability, it increases the durability of the goods. So it creates the time utility. So till there is no demand, the goods are kept in the warehouse. So packaging helps to make the goods more attractive and it provides safety to the goods also. And next one more you can say insurance. Insurance is a device that helps to minimize the risks of the business. Different types of risks of insurance are there: life insurance, Bajaj insurance, Reliance insurance. Businessman can take any insurance. So because if there is a lawsuit, nobody knows. There is always a risk factor in the business. When last time also we have done in the future of business, there is always a risk factor in the business. Larger is the business, more is the risk. Smaller is the business, smaller is the risk. But there is always a risk factor in the business. But this risk is an inseparable shadow of the business. Inseparable elements of the business. This is a shadow of the business. Wherever the business goes, there is a risk. So risks are minimized by the insurance. So insurance is a device that helps to minimize the risks of the business. When there is any kind of accident, so the business, if the business is insured, the businessman can be compensated by the insurance company so that he can again overcome with that loss and he can continue his business smoothly. So this is the insurance. So these are the different types of commercial activities. So with this we complete the chapter number 2 also.